Game Day.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back, RotoBallers. Here we are, RotoBaller Game Day live, and your boy's flying solo today. I'm here. Kyle's got some things to attend to. Like a few weeks ago, he had to pick up the slack for me, so now it's my turn to return the favor, picking up the slack for Kyle. It's Sunday. He had some things to do. He had some things to take care of, but I got you covered. I got everything here all set up for you here. Gonna answer a ton. I'm like a ton of start-sit questions for you guys today. I am going to go over the quick weather updates, injury news, and then try to get you guys going here, get your lineup set for Week 8. Tons of good information coming up here in the next hour. We greatly appreciate your support. If you're new to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up, giving us a like, shooting us up the rankings here. Really appreciate the support. Hey, we got somebody from Australia, Anton, Australia. That's impressive. Very nice, very nice. But hey, real quick, before we get going, make sure you guys check out the description. We have our signed Alvin Kamara jersey giveaway down there. All the details, as well as all the start-sit tools and everything that you can find at the rotoballer.com website. Make sure you go down there, check that out after this video is complete. We got you covered for weeks to come. But for now, right now, for Week 8 of the fantasy football season, we got a couple injuries we need to talk about, right? We already know that Royce Freeman is ruled out. Gio Bernard out also. Theo Riddick also ruled out again, so make sure Kerryon Johnson, if you got him, he's in your lineup if you got a spot for him. Ryan Grant of the Indianapolis Colts is out. T.Y. Hilton continues to see a little bit of a bump there. Jamison Crowder, along with almost everybody else in Washington, not named Jordan Reed, but Jamison Crowder is out. Cooper Kupp going to miss another week. I know that hurts a lot of fantasy lineups. Dalvin Cook, we know, is going to be ruled out. And now recently, the most recent is Allen Robinson. He will not be playing for the Chicago Bears this week. Fire up some Taylor Gabriel, and maybe even Anthony Miller sees a bulk of touches this week. It kind of caught my eye. Somebody told me I'm going to lose the helmet bet. It's not over. Mark Ingram needs to score 19 fantasy points in a PPR league for me to still win. It's possible. I'm not giving up hope just yet. But yeah, let's get into some start-sit questions. As far as weather goes, there's really only one game that has any sort of weather, conditions that we need to think about, and that's going to be the Jets at the Bears. There's some rain and some wind, but let's be realistic. All the options that you're going to choose in this game are probably going to be out of the backfield for the most part. Maybe Taylor Gabriel on these short to intermediate routes. The wind and the rain aren't going to affect these guys as much. They're still solid fantasy plays this week. But let's get into it. Usually me and Kyle go back and forth for a few minutes, and we'll talk to each other and try to make this more of an entertaining show. But I'm without Kyle. It's like not having, your sidekick right next to you. I'm not used to seeing the RotoBaller logo at the top of the screen and not having Kyle in this section of the screen. But we're going to make do with it. Really appreciate you guys' support. And let's get in some start-sit questions because they are starting to flow in like crazy. And in case you're wondering, yes, the Let It Flow sign will be illuminated at some point during this show. The helmet is right here. It's ready to go. Probably around the 10:30 mark, but I got to get some likes. I got to make sure this video is being watched and likes before I make a fool of myself by continuing to put on a child-sized helmet just to entertain you all. But let's get into it here. Let's talk about some questions and see what you guys got going on out there. Really looking forward to interacting here with you guys. Let's see what the first one we got is Ray Rodriguez, Anthony Miller, or Larry Fitzgerald now that Robinson is out? That's a really good question. Right now, I have Larry Fitzgerald as one of my must-starts for the week. I had it earlier in the week with our wide receiver start-sit videos. If you guys haven't checked those out, I really expect this offense to start to turn around in Arizona. Now, is the change in offensive coordinator going to all of a sudden make them elite? No, they're not. But one of the reasons I liked Larry Fitzgerald earlier in the season is there's not a whole lot of other options there. Yes, Christian Kirk has made an appearance at times, and they have David Johnson, who they are going to get more involved. However, I really expect them to try to get the ball in Larry's hands more often. He'll be their red zone threat, and this week, I'm going Larry Fitzgerald and hoping for the turnaround there in Arizona. And no, before somebody says something, that's not because I'm from Arizona. That is a legit, reasoning. That's not just my bias playing right there. But yeah, I'm going Larry Fitzgerald for you right there. What about 209 tacos? I like tacos. Tacos are good. You got you want to flex Chubb, Kerryon Johnson, or John Brown in a standard league? Those are three great options you got there. That's a lot of tacos. But right now, for me, if I had to choose one, I'm going with Kerryon Johnson. now that Theo Riddick is going to be out. We know he's not going to be playing. He should see an increase in touches. Yes, LeGarrette Blount is always going to be there. Chubb has a tough matchup. And John Brown, if I always can, if at all possible, in a flex position, I like to have a running back. I want to put somebody there that I know is going to touch the ball 15 to 20 times compared to a wide receiver who may go out there and get you 2 or 3 catches. I'd rather take those for sure touches. I'm going Kerryon Johnson, and I expect the breakout to continue there. Don't do that, Chuck. I see the nickname. That nickname was not going to be said today. You know why? Because Kyle's not here to say it. Therefore, I will not verbally speak it. Another name we're seeing a lot of is Raheem, not quite a most start, going up against Nick Chubb. And right now, it's a little up in the air. Matt Breida is saying he's going to play. He is expected to play today, which kind of hurts the possible volume that Mostert was planned to see against one of the worst run defenses in football in the Arizona Cardinals. Being that Matt Breida is going to play, that is a little iffy for me. If he actually makes it the entire game, the dude has like 15 injuries right now. I mean, he's got a laundry list worth of injuries. It kind of worries me, though, if he can make it through this game and it limits the upside of Mostert, I would rather take my chances with Nick Chubb, somebody who I know is going to go out there and get you those 15 to 20 carries, be the number one for Cleveland. They're under some fire there in Cleveland to get that offense going. Hugh Jackson thinks he's the savior to all things offense in Cleveland. Todd Haley feels like he's on the hot seat. I expect Cleveland to come out and be pretty productive today. They're gonna make a ball game out of it with Pittsburgh. But yeah, I'm going to go Nick Chubb there just because I know the volume is going to be there compared to Mostert, where we really don't know because Breida may make it all game. He may not. Let's see. Hazelnut agrees with me. Breida on limited snaps. He'll be out the first quarter. In the first quarter, it's possible. I mean, it really is. The guy literally has 62 injuries going on right now. I've seen all kinds of memes and gifs all week long, making fun of Matt Breida and all his injuries, but he does. The dude is absolutely, he's literally held together with Band-Aids and duct tape at this point. Here's a tight end question. San, we got Gronkowski or Tyler Ooze your mama? If Gronk plays, you start Gronk. That's the way it is. And as of today, as of right now, Gronk is expected to play on Monday. Now, yes, he's been limited. He's missed practice throughout the week. But if Gronk plays, then you start him. Tyler Ooze your mama is a decent play, but he's got a high floor, but he's got a really low ceiling. If you're looking for that big play, you gamble on Gronk, you cross your fingers, you throw him in there. Monday night comes along. Hopefully he's good to go because he should see a lot of work in that game. That would be my choice. I'm gambling and continuing with Gronk. It really sounds like he's going to play. That's what all sources are saying. What about Cobb or Allison? And this is for Posner 2. Yeah, I really don't want anything to do with either, to be completely honest. This game, it sounds like they're going to play. Both of them. Obviously, Allison's going to play. It sounds like Cobb's going to play. That could eat into the production that we saw from Allison while Cobb was out. They're both coming back off of injuries. I'm not entirely off the whole Marquez Valdez-Scantling bandwagon. They have options there, but in my opinion, they really need to get the run game going in Green Bay if they want to make a run here second half of the season. I expect for Aaron Jones to start that turnaround this week. And as far as those two, if I had to choose one, I'm going Geronimo Allison. However, I'm trying to look for a better option if possible just because it could go either way, and they're both gambles at this point. Let's see. Murray or Collins in a standard league, and this for Wesley Teaster. What's going on, Wesley? So, Latavius Murray or Alex Collins? Murray's got what you would call one of those matchups on paper that maybe look like it's okay going up against the New Orleans Saints. But the Saints have one of the best run defenses in all of football, and it's not almost even close. I expect a lot more passing in the game there for the Saints and Vikings, and that worries me with Murray. He's not going to be who but man, it's really a toss-up. Collins has struggled. They're going up against the Carolina Panthers. In my opinion, if I had to choose one, I'm not high on either, but I'm going Alex Collins here. I'm hoping that he can also start to turn it around, continue that turnaround, hopefully get in the end zone, be trusted with some more goal line carries. He would be my choice here this week. Jeremy Davison, Mitch Magic. I had to say it because Kyle's not here to argue with me. I'll say Mitch Magic as many times as I want to say Mitch Magic here in this next Mitch Magic hour. Going up against Cam. Now, Cam is the obvious choice to most people on most channels, most websites. Everybody's going to tell you to start Cam. If you've followed me for any length of time, you know that I don't really like to just go along with what everybody else wants. I don't like the matchup with Cam going up against Baltimore. He's going to be solely reliant on how much rushing he can get in this game. Maybe he can get in the end zone. I'm not a huge fan today of Cam Newton. Going forward, love the upside. He's one of those guys that you start almost every single week. I'm gambling this week, though. I'm gambling. There's no Allen Robinson, yes, for the Chicago Bears. There's also no Khalil Mack. The defense has been vulnerable here as of late. This is something where I can see Mitch Magic relying more on that short passing game, the Tariq Cohens, the Taylor Gabriels, trying to get these guys the ball, in space and let them make a play, make the defender miss. I like Mitch Magic because if you've seen him here the past few weeks, this is where he's really excelled. He's really excelled with not having to force the ball downfield. He's also started to get the rushing attempts there. Had over 80 yards rushing and a touchdown last week for Mitch Magic. I'm going Mitch this week, playing at home against the New York Jets, who I know are no offensive juggernaut, but I like the upside of Mitch Magic, and he's going to be my choice over Cam. Bold prediction of Week 8. Let's see, what else is next? Makana, what's going on with you, man? How's it going? Welcome to the chat. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Is everybody got their lineup set? Does anybody have some last-minute, questions? I'm seeing a lot of hands raised here. Fubar Bill Murray, the man, the myth, the dude responsible for the nickname. How you doing this morning? Hopefully you had a good week. What is my prediction for the rest of season for Nick Chubb? I really like Nick Chubb rest of season. As soon as the trade happened where Carlos Hyde went to Jacksonville, I immediately put Nick Chubb, borderline RB1. He's a solid RB2 rest of season, but he's going to have that potential because he's going to get the volume. There's like a handful of running backs in the NFL that you can pencil in on a weekly, basis for getting you 20 touches a week. He is now one of those, and that has to catapult him up there into the top 12-ish range. I definitely like him. It's going to be a tough matchup this week. It's going to be real tough against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're a lot better against the run than they are the pass. But I really I tried to get Chubb in as many leagues as I could. He's somebody who could be one of these guys down the stretch that really helps carry your fantasy team that you weren't reliant on a few weeks ago. Michael Paglio, John Cena, or Rey Mysterio? I'm going to be completely honest and upfront. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. I'm probably a lot older than you guys probably even think that I am. I probably haven't watched wrestling in a good 15 years-ish. So I know who they are. I knew Rey Mysterio when he was younger, so he's going to be my choice, even though I've seen John Cena here more recently. Joseph Vaquera, Jalen Richard or Raheem, not quite a must-start, most-start. I'm going Jalen Richard. I expect to see his name pop up a lot here today. Like, a lot. And it's for good reason. He is somebody who needs to be owned in every single league. He has this potential. And I had a live show last night, and I kind of used this analogy. It's kind of going to be close to what we're seeing with James White. Now, is he going to be on that level? No, because the Oakland Raiders offense is not the same as the New England Patriots offense. However, this could be the same type of role that we see for him that we see with James White. He's going to go out there, get you a handful of carries. He's going to get you 7 to 10 targets a week. That's something, especially in PPR leagues, that is going to be very, very valuable. He's been valuable so far here in deeper leagues. Now that value gets a bump, and I love Jalen Richard going forward. He would be my choice there. I actually have him started in a Twitter versus Instagram league for this week, and I'm banking on a big game for him. I'm looking forward to it, especially now that Amari Cooper is gone and no Marshawn Lynch. Kevin Downs. Who to start in a standard league, Chubbs or McCaffrey? Now, on paper, it sounds like it's supposed to be obviously McCaffrey, but in standard league, he does lose some value. Plus, he has a super tough matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. The problem is Chubb has a tough matchup also against the Steelers today. If Chubb had a better matchup, he would hands down be my choice here. But you got to stick with Christian McCaffrey. The way they use him in this offense, he's not going to be used solely as a running back. They're going to put him in space. They're going to put him in motion. They're going to line him up in the slot. He's a big part of that offense. Torrey Smith is out. That's just more added opportunities possibly for Christian McCaffrey. I got to go with Christian McCaffrey still, even though it's a standard league. Jordan Howard or Mike Davis for Chuck Ali, and he wants to know if that's crazy to ask. It's crazy that it's crazy to ask, yes, but think about it. 8 weeks ago, did anybody even think they'd be talking about Mike Davis or Jordan Howard? I know I didn't. There was no way this was a possibility 8 weeks ago, but now it's a legit possibility. The issue I have with Mike Davis is he's somewhat touchdown dependent because I think Chris Carson still gets the bulk of the volume in Seattle. He's somebody who's going to be used, obviously, but Jordan Howard hasn't really done a whole lot to be productive, right? There is a chance of rain and wind in that game in Chicago, with Mike Davis having to split the work in Seattle, similar to Jordan Howard having to split it with Tariq Cohen. However, I'm still going to go with Jordan Howard this week. I know it's somewhat of a gamble. He's been super inconsistent, but I do expect Chris Carson to get the bulk of this work here this week, and it's just a toss-up. It really is. It's whoever gets in the end zone. You know, if Mike Davis or Jordan Howard get in the end zone, they're going to have a decent fantasy day. If they don't, you're going to look back at this video or any other video or article and be like, why did I start them? It's a gamble. So you got to know that going in. Jordan Howard is who I would put in this week, but I don't exactly have that warm, fuzzy feeling on the inside when I click the submit roster button. That's for sure. Giovanni Rivera, Kirk Cousins, or Mitch Magic Trubisky? That is a great question. I love both of these guys this week. To me, Kirk Cousins is safer. He is the safer floor. He's going to go out there. He's going to get you close to that 20-plus points almost every single week. He is a very solid player, and I love the matchup against the New Orleans Saints. They're definitely easier to throw on than they are to run on. But I'm also liking some Mitch Magic. He's just more of the gamble, right? He's got a little bit of a bad weather. He's got limited weapons this week with Allen Robinson out. Personally, I'm taking the safe road here, and I'm going Kirk Cousins. I do like both of them, though. But if it was my roster, Kirk Cousins would be my starting quarterback here for the week. But yeah, win-win for you. I think either way, you're going to be happy. Yep, Bailey Joe. That's right. Chant it to the rooftops. Mitch Magic, Mitch Magic, Mitch Magic. Why? Because Kyle's not here to argue with me. Plus, I think I'm finally starting to win him over just a little bit. I don't know if it's all the way yet, but it's starting. Dante McCrinkleberry, welcome to the live show, my friend. You got Mahomes. Congratulations. Tyreek Hill or Stephon Diggs? That's tough because I like both of them a lot this week. However, being that you have Mahomes, give me Tyreek Hill. That's a great stack to have. They're going up against the Denver Broncos. It's going to be a decent game. I do expect Kansas City to win this game, but you just can't sit Tyreek Hill. He's too explosive. He can beat you running the ball, receiving the ball, in the return game. So many different ways Tyreek Hill can beat you, and being that you have Mahomes, pair them up together. That would be my choice. Is Rodgers safe this week, AP? Yes, for Aaron Rodgers' sake, he is definitely safe. Aaron Rodgers is probably one of the safest bets out there, being that he's finally starting to get some of his weapons back with Cobb and Allison. You know, the rookie, both rookies, Equanimeous St. Brown, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, both of which you could win a game of Scrabble with just their last names. They're decent options. Jimmy Graham's still there. I do expect the run game to get going, and that's going to be the key. If Aaron Jones can get the run game going in Green Bay, I expect a huge second half for Aaron Rodgers. They need to be able to pull some of those defenders into the box to let Aaron Rodgers beat you. He's definitely somebody that I like, obviously, every single week. Yeah, somebody's saying to like the video. I have no idea how many likes I have. I don't really want to change the screen. I am putting it in the faithful hands of you guys that hopefully you're helping a brother out over here, flying solo on RotoBaller Game Day live here by myself, but enjoying it. Love interacting with you guys. Like I said at the beginning of the show, make sure you check it out in the description down below. There's a giveaway for a signed Alvin Kamara jersey. All the directions down there in the comment section in the description of the video. Check it out. You don't want to miss out on that. I asked if I could have it and I could hang it up, and I was told emphatically no by Kyle. But I tried. I mean, that's the best I can do, right? But you guys definitely have a chance. Absolutely. Let's get into another question here. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of numbers. 66 likes. That's horrible. Let's see. What do we got here? What about Breeze or Winston? Here's a good debate. Breeze is the safer play, kind of similar to Cousins. I love that matchup this week, and I'll probably say that numerous times during the show. Drew Brees is your safer bet, right? He's the safest guy. You go out there, you know kind of what you're going to get. You know what the offense is kind of about. I like Traquan Smith going forward. Ben Watson looked youthful last week, to say the least. Alvin Kamara there. I don't have a whole lot of hate towards Drew Brees. He's a safe play. Jameis Winston, I don't have hate towards Jameis either. He puts up solid fantasy numbers. The problem is the turnovers are just nonstop. He's somebody who's always going to have the turnovers, and you need to know that and need to expect it going in. One thing that kind of broke here earlier this morning, Deshaun Jackson is requesting a trade from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Tampa Bay's coming out and saying, no, we're not going to trade him, but the trading deadline is right around the corner, and this is something we need to pay attention to. It sounds like Deshaun Jackson is unhappy there in Tampa Bay. Sounds like he wants to go somewhere else. That would have some fantasy implications if he could go somewhere where he'd be more of a guy getting more of a target share in an offense. So that's something we need to pay attention to. Yes, he's a Tampa Bay Buck as of 12:19 p.m. Eastern time here, but that could change at any moment. But Jameis Winston, like I said, he's going to put up solid numbers, but he's going to have the turnovers depending on how your league scoring is. If you're penalized heavy for turnovers, it's just something you got to know with Jameis Winston going in. If it were me, I'm going Drew Brees. That was a long-winded answer for something I could have just said, go Brees. But then you guys don't know why I said it. HRCZ Gaming, welcome to the live chat. You got Demaryius Thomas or Jordan Howard. I have the issues with Jordan Howard, kind of like I spoke about a few minutes ago. It's just inconsistent. Tariq Cohen is the running back to own there right now. Demaryius Thomas has been inconsistent himself, though, right? But they have a decent matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs. And what do we know more than anything in fantasy football is that the Chiefs can score points. I don't care who the defense is. They can put up a big number, and that's no different against the Denver Broncos. They're going to have to throw the ball in order to stay in the game with the Chiefs. For that reason, I'm hoping that that bumps up some of the target share for Demaryius Thomas, kind of away from maybe a Cortland Sutton this week. They need to get Thomas going. He's been in trade rumors. They kind of got to get his name back out there, get him going again, because if he's with them for the rest of the season, they really need him to step it up to have any opportunity to win some ball games. So I'm going to go Demaryius Thomas this week. Sosa 9, help me out. You're working? You're not supposed to be working on a football Sunday, but I totally get it. I have to work on Sundays every once in a while, too. It's not enjoyable. You got Gronk or Jared Cook. You don't know if Gronk is playing. Well, it sounds like that the reports are saying that Gronk will play on Monday. With that being said, there's also been reports for multiple weeks that Le'Veon Bell would be reporting, and yet no Le'Veon Bell. So it's really hard to really trust the reports. Now, if Gronk plays, he's obviously somebody you want, but you have Jared Cook, who is a decent second option. He's like the best option in Oakland now. Now that Amari Cooper is gone, you got Jordy Nelson, Martavis Bryant, and Jared Cook as far as receiving options on the outside. Cook is going to be, in my opinion, the safest option in the pass game there in Oakland, and he's not a bad option. If you don't want to risk it with Gronk, Jared Cook is not a bad start this week. Just know going in, there's a chance Gronk plays, and if he goes off, it'll be on your bench, and that may not be something you're willing to risk. Jaws Whedon, any weather or unexpected injury concerns? Really the only weather games that we have to worry about, and it's really not much of a worry. You got the Jets at the Bears. You got 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts and some slight rain. Nothing absolutely horrible that's going to limit the upside of the players that we would actually be starting in that game anyway. Excuse me. There's no Allen Robinson. This is not going to be one of those games. There's no Robbie Anderson for the Jets. Not a whole lot of deep balls going to be happening in Chicago this week anyway. The guys who you would be putting in your starting lineup won't be limited by this weather, so don't worry about that. Last-minute injury concerns, it sounds like Matt Breida is going to play. Also sounds like Chris Thompson is going to play. And like I just said, Gronk sounds like he's going to play on Monday. But it being a Monday night game, it's a risk. You guys just need to know that going in. But outside of that, everything else has pretty much been planned. We've known about here for a few days. Matt Breida has kind of been the one that is up in the air. Do we really want to trust playing him with all the injuries he has? Raheem Mostert is a decent option, and he's got a great matchup. He would be a start for me as a flex play this week if Breida was out. Breida playing, I could see a little bit more of a 50-50 split, or you never know. Breida could go out in the first quarter. Mostert gets the remainder of the game and could put up some solid numbers. That's really the only injury that we were really paying attention to here late. Here's a good question, a deep question. Taylor Skeels. Sorry if I butchered it. Trenton Cannon or Cortland Sutton. Trenton Cannon is a very, very intriguing name, and if you don't know who he is, he's definitely worth a Google. Go check him out. He's a blazing fast receiver out of the backfield, running back there, going to take over the role of a Bilal Powell for the New York Jets. Do you need to rush out there, grab him, and start him? Not quite yet. It depends on your league size, obviously. In these larger leagues, anything 12 teams or larger, he's definitely worth a pickup for sure. He could be somebody who develops kind of like we were talking about a little bit earlier, right, with Jalen Richard and James White, that type of role with the New York Jets. And if they're receiving weapons on the outside, they cut Terrell Pryor. Robbie Anderson is now hurt. Quincy Enunwa is still out. They could be looking for more receiving options. Trenton Cannon is a great option. Cortland Sutton kind of is going to be what he is. What you've seen of him so far is probably going to be limited to that unless they were to make a trade of Demaryius Thomas. If Demaryius Thomas leaves, he all of a sudden becomes a solid low-end wide receiver 2 with high upside. He has the talent. He just doesn't have the target share yet. And as long as both Sanders and Demaryius Thomas are in Denver, what you've seen from him so far this year is probably what you can expect on a weekly basis. Okay. Machiavelli Dadan. Is Murray as a flex? Yes, that's as high as I would start Latavius Murray, but I'm not overly excited about it. Like I said, I expect a lot more offense, a lot more throwing in the game with the Saints and the Vikings. I think both sides, the running game slightly struggles. Slightly, it will still be used, but I think Latavius Murray becomes touchdown dependent this week, and that worries me just a little bit. Eli Peck, RB2, Peterson or Murray, Tate or Gabriel in your flex. I'm going Peterson over Murray for my RB2, absolutely. And give me Gabriel now in the flex that we know Allen Robinson is out. I think they're both going to be great plays. I'm seeing a bunch of praying hands and a bunch of pleases. Brian Trippimer says, sub Jake, love your stuff. Thank you, Brian. Really appreciate you. Jake, please pick me. One for flex. In a PPR league, you got Chubb, Djax, Watkins, Godwin, or Howard. Man, there is question marks with every one of those guys, but I'm gonna stick with what I said here at the beginning of the show. I want the guy in my flex spot that I know is going to get me 15 to 20 touches a week. That way I can just kind of bank on it. I don't have to worry about if he's going to get used. Is he going to get targets? I mean, there's questions with all these other guys and their usage. Give me Nick Chubb, even though it's a PPR league, not much of a PPR guy. I know he's still going to see close to 20 touches a week, and that's what I want. David Alfaro, Marvin Jones Jr. or Taylor Gabriel. Until Allen Robinson was ruled out, I would have said Marvin Jones. But now with Allen Robinson out, that really opens the door again for Taylor Gabriel, somebody who I've been high on for a few weeks. Probably about the last 3 or 4 weeks, I've been preaching Taylor Gabriel. He was disappointing last week. I expect that to turn around. He's going to be my choice here this week. Anton, Traquan Smith, do I really think he's going to be a good fantasy player, as me and Kyle have said in previous shows? Yes. Yes, I do. Is he going to go out there and be top 10 rest of season? No, he's not. But he's going to be a solid bench player for you. He's already had his bye week. If you have bye weeks, if you have injuries coming up here in the coming weeks, he's somebody you can put in who has sneaky high value in a Drew Brees offense that he's going to, see close to wide receiver 2 numbers in. He's got huge upside, though. If you don't know about Traquan Smith, he's another guy worth a Google. Go check him out after the show is over. He has the talent. Is he an absolute must-start week in and week out? No, he's not, but he has that potential. Don't sleep on Traquan Smith. Definitely. Chris, question of the day, Domino's or Pizza Hut? Neither. There's some local places right around here that I'd much rather have. Give me some Chow's Pizza. I'll take Chow's. If you don't know about Chow's, you're missing out. Let's see. Bobby Roundtree, I see you in there. What's going on, Bobby? Good to see you here in the live chat. You got Luck or Big Ben? Which one do you think I'm going to say there, Bobby? I'm going to put up there. I gave you an answer a few days ago, but to throw it out there to the people, I mean, I like both this week. There's really, nothing to dislike about either's matchup this week. I think both of them have the possibility to have a great week, a great week 8. Luck has absolutely thrown the ball, way more than we definitely thought he was going to. Absolutely. It has been unreal how he's kind of gone from not even practicing throwing a kid-sized ball to now he's throwing, 60 times a game almost. I think Big Ben is slightly safer this week. I just think that they go out there. They tied week 1 against the Browns. They're coming off the bye week. They're looking to be explosive. They're still in the Le'Veon Bell. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot in Pittsburgh. I think Big Ben is the safer play here. Now, do I have anything against starting Luck? No. Ryan Grant is out, which is one more option down. He does get back Jack Doyle this week, but Eric Ebron's been more than sufficient there. I'm going Big Ben this week, but it's very close over Andrew Luck. But thank you very much for the question. Good to see you here in the live chat. Who do we have next? Christian A. Pick one. Allison, Shepard, Ingram, or Baldwin. That's tough because I like a few of these guys. Allison coming off the injury, being that Randall Cobb's probably going to play, I'll cross him off the list. Sterling Shepard, he's somebody that I've liked. I mean, I've been high on Sterling Shepard since the preseason. I think he sees a lot of volume in this offense, regardless of Evan Ingram coming back or not. Ingram, I've mentioned him. He's got the tough matchup this week against the Vikings. And Baldwin is somebody who I've been preaching here for a long time that I've probably gotten a lot of hate mail about. I'm going Doug Baldwin. The breakout is going to start. If you look at the trends of his numbers here over the past few weeks, yes, he sat out the preseason with an injury. Came back, got hurt week 1, and then he sat out for 3 more weeks, came back and didn't really do anything for the first 2 weeks he was back. But think about it. That's like his preseason. He's just now getting back into the game flow. They're coming off the bye week. I really expect a turnaround for both Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin. Doug Baldwin did have a decent game there his week before the bye. I believe he had 15 fantasy points, 90 yards receiving, 6 receptions. He's definitely somebody we don't want to forget about, and I'm going to gamble. I'm gambling and going Doug Baldwin this week. Who is next? Riley Barks. You got Mac, CMC, or Carry-On. Pick 2 in a standard league. Tough, because I like all of them. Carry-On must start number 1. So that leaves us between CMC and Mac. Mac had a great game last week. Yes, he's been, popping up on the injury report late here in the week, which I really, really, really hate to see. I do. I don't want to see that from somebody that I want to start on a Sunday. So for that reason, I'm going to go CMC. I'm going Christian McCaffrey and Kerryon Johnson. Even though it's a standard league, it's something that I really think that the way that they're going to utilize him here in the offense in Carolina should be still sufficient to score you decent points in a standard league. So those would be my choices. Jalen Richard or Aaron Jones for Fantasy Beast. I'm going, I said it a little bit earlier, Aaron Jones, the turnaround is coming. However, this week, if those are your options, give me Jalen Richard, especially if it's a PPR league. He's somebody who's going to have sneaky high value. It is not out of the realm of possibility for him to go out there and get 10 carries and 10 receptions, or at least 10 targets in a week. He has that upside. He's been explosive. He does or has had a fumbling issue in the past, but let's hope those are behind him. The more touches he gets, he's somebody who's very explosive and can get you great fantasy points. Joe Camel, welcome. See you up in here. We got Dalton or Wilson. I really want to continue with the whole, Andy Dalton is safer thing, but he's kind of burned people here for a couple weeks, and I understand that. He does have a great matchup again this week, though, and I really don't want to just, totally abandon Andy Dalton. I do think he is still a safe start. Is he a must start? No, but he's a safe start for me. Going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, which can be had through the air. They're missing a few key pieces on their defensive side of the football in Tampa Bay. Andy Dalton is still a safe play. Russell Wilson has the higher ceiling. However, he has a tough matchup. A lot of people don't give Detroit, credit for their defense. That secondary is improved. Now the defensive line is improved. I'm going to go with Andy Dalton as a safer play this week. If your lineup is constructed of a bunch of guys with great starts and a bunch of great matchups, and you have a little room to gamble, then you go Wilson. If you already have some gambles in your roster right there, and you don't know if you want to take another one, then you go Dalton. That would be my choice. Baldwin or Marvin Jones for Memphis Bear. That's really close, but I'm going to stick with Baldwin. Like I said, I expect the turnaround to happen. It's going to start. It's going to start soon. It happens every year, almost. Doug Baldwin finds here second half of the year, starts to turn it on. Marvin Jones just has more people to compete with for targets there in Detroit than Baldwin has in Seattle. Reno 911, Never Funchess or Tyler Lockett? Do you have to ask? Because you kind of answered it yourself when you said Never Funchess. But yes, I understand that Funchess has been somewhat productive. I don't like the matchup this week for him at all. So yeah, am I super high on Tyler Lockett? Nope. But at least he's had touchdowns in all but 1 week this year, and he's somebody who's gotten the attention of Russell Wilson. I'm going Lockett. I got to stick with one hashtag. I broke one hashtag this week, and I wasn't too happy about it. I can't break 2 in 1 week. That's like a rule. Golden Tate or Marquise Goodwin for your wide receiver. You also got Gordon. So Gordon, Golden Tate, and Goodwin. Triple G's. True Blue. I'm going to go with the guy whose name starts with G. I'm going to go Golden Tate. He's going to be my choice there. We have Josh Gordon, who's been limited at times throughout the week with his hamstring issue. But yeah, give me Golden Tate. I think he's the safest play there for you. I agree, Joe. Dude can't catch. He's got oven mitts for hands. Like, I'm pretty sure he tries to catch the ball like this. Like, you know, just, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean. Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham, or Stephon Diggs, OB1. You have to choose one of them? I hope not. I mean, you kind of have them ranked in the order that I would start them. Thomas, Hill, Beckham, Diggs. I don't know how many you need. If you only need one, though, I mean, I'm sorry. You have a tough choice every week, and your team is absolutely stacked. If it were me personally, and I had to choose just one of them, then I go Michael Thomas. I think he's the safest big name, but Tyreek Hill is right there in that Chiefs offense. It's like choosing one of my kids. It's like starting my son or my daughter. I can't choose. Yep, you guys are welcome. Absolutely. Galladay or Chubb for a PPR flex. This one is close. I always, like I said, like to go that running back there in the middle. At my flex play, kind of give me that 20-plus touches. Galladay does have a lot of upside, but he also has a lot of people to share the ball with. I'm going Chubb, even though he's not a PPR guy, in your flex spot. All right. It's 12:35. We're 5 minutes past due, but I think it's time that we do a little bit of let it flow. Who wants to see? I'm not even going to use a timer. Kyle's not here to do my timer, and I'm not going to do one myself. Why? Because I'm going to put a child-size helmet on, and I'm going to let it flow for a few minutes until my vision begins blurry, and I'm not going to be able to see the timer anyway. So who can tell me how many likes we got, and who's ready for some let it flow? Yeah, we ready for it? I'm getting ready for it. Kyle can't be here to restrict me, even though Kyle doesn't really restrict me. He kind of goes along with everything that I say, which I really appreciate. But yeah, let's see how we're doing here. Let's see what's going on, how many people we got watching. I'm getting ready to turn my light on. It's about time to let it flow up in here on RotoBaller Game Day Live. One of the best segments in all of fantasy sports. Yes, I said it. However, I still need more likes. Let's see how many we got. Who can tell me what's going on out there? Oh yeah, 174 likes. We need at least 25 more. If you're watching and you want to watch me let it flow, if you want to watch an adult-sized male put a child-sized helmet on and rapid-fire fantasy football questions, now is your time to cross it off the bucket list, because here we go. We're getting ready. Got to get all ready and strapped in. Chin strap for safety. Chuck, you can time me if you want to, but I'm more than likely not going to be able to read the screen by the time I'm done. All right. Lights going on, people. We ready to let it flow out here on RotoBaller Game Day Live. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Gabriel or Demaryius Thomas? Give me Gabriel, especially now that Allen Robinson is out. Pick one, Kirk or Mostert. Give me Kirk. I don't know what the usage is going to be in the San Francisco backfield. The like numbers seem to be going up. I see a number 211. That makes me happier. 212, even better. Luck or Mahomes? I never go against Mahomes. Give me Mahomes, absolutely. Fitz or Traquan Smith? Absolutely going Larry Fitzgerald there. Beckham or Diggs? Beckham by a long shot, even though I do like Diggs this week. Breida or Raheem Mostert? I don't want to choose either one of them, but if I absolutely have to, I go Breida. Ebron or Burton? Give me Burton. Kittle or Njoku? Njoku, top 5 tight end rest of season. McDonald's or Burger King? Give me Burger King. Coke or Pepsi? I'll take either. Thank you for offering. Goff or Breeze? Give me Breeze this week. He's safer. Ebron or Gronk? If it was my team, I'm going Gronk, and I'm risking it. Boyd or Gordon? Boyd is the safer play. He goes in my lineup. Rams or Arizona for a defense? I like both of them. I really do, but I would gamble and go Arizona this week at home against the 49ers. Mostert or John Brown? Give me John Brown. Rocket Richard or LeGarrette Blount? Absolutely Richard. I don't care what the league format is. Luck or Cousins? Give me Cousins. Dalton or Mayfield? Give me Dalton. Chubb or Carry-On? I want them both. Is both an option? If it's not, I go Carry-On. Cobb or Godwin? Man, I'm going to go Godwin. At least I know he's somewhat healthy. Thanks. You're welcome. Jalen Richard or Isaiah Crowell? Give me Richard. Dalton or Mayfield? Dalton. Chubb or Duke Johnson? Give me Chubb. Oh, I just said give me Chubb on the internet. That's going to make a meme somewhere. Buck or Lewis? But I don't know who Buck Lewis is. Somebody tell me who Buck Lewis is. Mac or Chubb? I'm going Chubb. Baldwin or Edelman? If it's PPR, I'm going Edelman. Otherwise, I go Baldwin. Jones or Barber in a PPR? If that's Ronald Jones, I just threw up in my mouth. I choose neither. If I have to choose one, I got to go Barber because I can't stand Ronald Jones. CMC or Cohen. I love both of them. I'm giving Christian McCaffrey the very slightest of edge as long as this is PPR. Taylor Gabriel or Traquan Smith. Give me Gabriel. Baldwin or Chubb. For your flex, I want those guaranteed touches. Give me Chubb. Buck Allen, probably. That's what I thought, Reno. But Buck Lewis kind of threw me off my game a little bit. Galladay or Richard. Give me Richard. Ingram or Richard. Give me Richard. Mack or Chubb. Give me Chubb. Njoku or Burton. I like both, but I'm taking Njoku and I'm sticking with him rest of season. Should we worry about the weather in Chicago? Not really. All the playmakers that are in that game anyway live off the short to intermediate routes anyway. Burton or Kittle? I'm going Burton, even though I do like George Kittle this week. It's kind of a win-win. Burton has a slightly higher upside. Juju or Hilton? Give me Juju, but I love T.Y. this week also. Funchess? Never Funchess. Luck or Winston? Luck is safer. Winston's going to throw the turnovers, and he's going to disappoint you at times. Kyle called Buck Allen Buck Lewis. Way to go, Kyle. I didn't see it, but I totally believe that somebody said it, because Kyle has had a tendency to mispronounce names at times. It's okay. I still love you, Kyle. Gordon or Gabriel? Give me Gabriel. Jackson or Evans? Give me Evans. Mostert or Hines? Give me Mostert, and hope that Breida doesn't finish. OJ Howard or Peyton Barber? This is maybe the one time that I put a tight end in my flex. I go OJ Howard because I don't like the running game in Tampa Bay. Howard or Gabriel? Give me Gabriel. Galladay or Goodwin? Give me Galladay. Chubb or Brown? Sticking with Chubb. Jones or Barner? If that's Ronald Jones, I'm going Barner 100% of the time. T.Y. Hilton or Doug Baldwin in standard? Give me T.Y. Hilton in a standard league. Rudolph or Uzama? Both are very low tier tight end one, fringes. Give me Rudolph and hope for a great game from Kirk Cousins in that game against New Orleans. Richard or Collins? Give me Richard. Tate or Evans? Tate in PPR, Evans in standard. Gabriel, Kirk, or Mostert? I'm going Gabriel there, highest upside now with no Allen Robinson. Starting to lose vision in my left eye. It's getting blurry. Cam or Winston? Give me Winston. I'm on fire. I feel like I'm on fire. This helmet makes it like 800 degrees in here. Gabriel or Godwin? Give me Gabriel. Edelman or Brown? I'm guessing that's John Brown, because if it was Antonio Brown, you probably wouldn't ask the question. I'm going with Edelman and PPR, Brown and standard. Thank you. No, thank you. You're welcome. Rams or Cardinals D? I'm gambling. I'm going with the Cardinals D this week. You have both Saints running backs and Alex Collins in standard. Which two do you use? I don't want to start both of the guys from New Orleans. Kamara is a must start. Give me Collins for the other one. Mahomes or Cousins? I'm never going against Mahomes. Every question. T.Y. Hilton or Boyd? Give me Hilton. Bullock or Janikowski? Really? A kicker question? Let's go Janikowski. I like the way he makes us bigger guys, represent for football players. Brown or Gabriel? Give me Gabriel. Mitch Magic or Cousins? Cousins is safer. Mitch Magic has the higher ceiling if you want to take a gamble. Cam or Dalton? Give me Dalton. He's safer this week. Get this guy some water. Absolutely. If I could drink it through the helmet, I would, but I can't, and I'd make a mess. Murray or Richard? Give me Richard. Yes, I'm letting it flow for you, Eddie. Gabriel or John Brown? Give me Gabriel. Thompson or Mostert? Give me Thompson. Goff or Winston? Goff is safer. Winston is the high gamble if you want to. I'm starting to lose vision in my right eye now. We have Boyd or Galladay. Boyd is safer in my opinion. Mack or Carryon? 100% Carryon Johnson. Kittle or Gronk? I'm gambling that Gronk plays on Monday, and I go Gronk. Barner or Mostert? I'm going with Barner there. We just don't know what kind of work he's going to get there in San Francisco. Chubb or Boyd? I'm going Chubb. I want those 20 touches in my flex spot. Cousins or Trubisky? And thank you. No, thank you, Machiavelli. And I'm going to say Cousins is the safer bet. If you like to gamble, go Mitch Trubisky. And I'm done. Whew. Wow. This is the time of the show usually where Kyle talks for 5 minutes so I can get a drink of water. However, Kyle is not here to talk for 5 minutes. So you guys are just going to watch me drink a sip of water. That was a long time. That may be a new record. Did I break a record? Can somebody tell me if I broke a record? I feel lightheaded. Very lightheaded. But it's all right. I enjoyed it. That was probably about as rapid fire as I could possibly get. Always have fun with that. If that's the first time you've ever seen me let it flow, sign's got to go back off now. Hopefully you enjoyed it. This is meant for entertainment purposes. You guys can go out there and watch all kinds of fantasy shows, right? There's channels all over the place. But are you entertained while you watch them? Probably not. It's a lot of monotone talking, somebody telling you what they would do and throwing a bunch of numbers at you. It's not going to be like that over here or on my channel, either one. We're going to entertain, we're going to make it fun, we're going to make it interactive, and that's what Let It Flow is all about. So if you're new to the channel and you haven't seen it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification, because we do this every Sunday, every live show, we're going to let it flow. Really appreciate the support, though, guys. Guinness World Record, yes, for rapid fire. I made it? Yes! That's what I was going for. I didn't tell you guys I was going for it, but Joe Santo, you thought there was 2 of us. There is normally 2 of us. Kyle had a previous engagement today, so I said, you know what? I got it. I got it by myself. I can do it. Hopefully you guys are okay with just one person here on a Sunday. I think we're having a lot of fun. I'm having fun. I'm just now starting to regain vision, which is always good. I mean, it's never a good thing when you start, losing your vision while answering fantasy football questions. But no, like I said, it's great fun for you guys. It's great fun for me. I really enjoy it. And we got 15 minutes left. One last rundown here of the inactives here for the day, just to make, if somebody's just turned in, that they know about it. Out today, we have Royce Freeman is not going to play. Giovanni Bernard out. Theo Riddick also out. Bump up Kerryon Johnson. Ryan Grant of the Colts, he's out. T.Y. Hilton gets also another bump in value. Jamison Crowder still out. Lots of injuries in that Washington wide receiver group. Jordan Reed's breakout is coming at some point. Cooper Kupp out again. Dalvin Cook out. Allen Robinson, the newest guy added to the list here as of late. He will not be playing today, along with Khalil Mack for the Chicago Bears. Expected to play, Matt Breida does sound like he's going to play. Chris Thompson does sound like he's going to play also. And all reports are pointing to Gronk playing this week also. So definitely get those guys in your lineups if you need it. Also, make sure you go down in the description. There's a signed giveaway of an Alvin Kamara jersey. If you're looking for an Alvin Kamara jersey that's autographed, you may want to go sign up for it. All the details down in the description, as well as links to all the great tools on the rotoballer.com website. Make sure you guys check those out. Really appreciate the support. Once again, the channel is still growing. Over 8,000 people here. When we started this thing back in July, there may have been like 200 subscribers that had been there for years that probably didn't really watch anything. Now over 8,000. Absolutely, that is 100% because of your guys' support, and we greatly, greatly appreciate it. Really appreciate the subscribers. I have the game scrolling along the bottom right there. The only weather update for any game really is the Jets at Bears. A little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, but let's be realistic. All the guys that you're going to start in that game anyway don't really care if it's raining or windy. They're still going to be productive. So that gives us about 13 minutes left before we got kickoff with some football games. We're going to answer some more start-sit questions, get you guys as many answers as we possibly can. Chandler, you got McCoy or Baldwin? I'm going Baldwin 100%. McCoy still being questionable. Does sound like he's probably going to play, but I don't want any part of it anyway there in Buffalo. Give me Doug Baldwin. Absolutely. Giles, you're welcome. Have a great day also. Search and destroy. Hey, it's a good play on words right there. First time, love the show. Hey, welcome to the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're glad to have you. You've been here for years, Edward. You've been here for years? We've just started this show in September. So, I mean, RotoBaller has had videos on there forever, but as far as I go, it was in July. But forever, years. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it. O.J. Howard or Trey Burton? And this is for BB. I still think I'm going Trey Burton. I know O.J. Howard has been successful, but there's always that Cameron Brate factor that you just don't know about. Trey Burton's still going to be one of the top targets in that Bears offense. Give me him. Jimmy Graham or O.J. Howard for Josh Durazio. I'm going Jimmy Graham again. Like I said, I'm nothing against O.J. Howard. I have him just outside my top 12. He's played decently. He hasn't had a whole lot of volume, and he is still reliant on getting all those red zone looks that sometimes go Cameron Brate's way. So give me Jimmy Graham this week. Appreciate it, Bill. Thanks for the flex. Nathan, Rodgers or Winston? If you got Rodgers, you're starting Rodgers, in my opinion. Winston has that high ceiling, but he also has that potential to go out there and lay an egg, and you don't want Aaron Rodgers going off on your bench. Edward, months then. There's better. That's all right. Sorry to call you out on national internet TV. Ebron or Kittle? Ebron's somebody who comes up a lot, right? Because everybody sees Jack Doyle coming back, and they think Eric Ebron's not going to be productive. He is. The first 2 weeks of the season that they played together, Ebron still outscored Jack Doyle 26-16. He's still able to be productive. Andrew Luck still looks that way. If anything, it may limit his complete upside, but he's still going to get volume there in that offense, and I'm going Eric Ebron. Let's see. Goff or Luck? Goff is somebody who's kind of going to be safe, right? His value has kind of taken a hit with no Cooper Kupp. Kupp is somebody who really stretched the field and opened up the field for a Jared Goff. Without him, he's kind of been limited, but he's a safe play. I'm going to go Luck here just because I think the volume is going to be there. I'm looking for a big day for T.Y. Hilton. Please answer, Nate. Well, you said please. I can't answer everybody who says please, but yours caught my eye. Taylor Gabriel or Traquan Smith or Baldwin or Chubbs. Man. I was going to say Taylor Gabriel until you said Baldwin or Chubbs. I really, really want those touches in my flex. I really do. Me personally, if it's me, and this is a gamble, this is not me telling you what to do, I go Nick Chubb. However, to me, it's also a smart play to throw in Taylor Gabriel now that Allen Robinson is out. Him and Doug Baldwin, I think, both have great games. Taylor Gabriel, I put slightly above Doug Baldwin, depending on the format, now that we know that Allen Robinson is out. Chris Kazula, sorry, Chris. He told everybody to hit the like button, and I don't want to make him mad. Let's make sure that we're hitting that like button. Chris says so, not me. Chris said it. Let's do what he says. Chris is our new best friend. Tyler, Ingram or Chubb? Full PPR. Give me the Chubb. Absolutely. Traquan Smith or Geronimo Allison? Do you like to gamble, Chris Breslin? If you like to gamble, then you go Traquan Smith. I love the potential for upside in that game. If you don't like to gamble and you just want to play it safe, then you go Geronimo Allison, in my opinion. Robert, nope, you're the man. Appreciate it. Should I start Eli or DK? DK. Why is my mind blank? Who the heck is DK? DK. Have I totally lost all things? I don't know who DK is. I'm sorry. Spell it out. I'll try to catch it. Chubb or Cohen? If it's a standard league, give me Chubb. If it's a PPR league, I'm going Cohen there for you, DeBacon. We got 10 minutes left, and then we're going to kickoff. Going to bring you right up here till kickoff. Really appreciate you guys once again. Reed or Njoku for tight end for True Blue? Great question. Reed, as long as he's playing, you kind of got to start him. However, you have somebody else as an option, in my opinion, who will finish the season as a minimum top 5 tight end in David Njoku, as long as he can stay healthy. I'm going Njoku. Now, I know I always preach, Jordan Reed as somebody who we don't want to bench because the breakout game is coming, but I love David Njoku going forward. It would not surprise me at all if we can't get Gronk back healthy that Njoku doesn't finish top 3 this year. That's how much I like said David Njoku. How about a flex for Jay Silva? Diggs, Mack, or Smokey? So Smokey, for those of you who don't know, is John Brown. I'm assuming that, but that's what I'm going with. So you got Diggs, Mack, and John Brown. I'm going Diggs. I'm not going to sit Diggs. I know he's been somewhat disappointing as of late. That's just because Adam Thielen goes out there and catches every possible ball, but the upside is there for Diggs. Give me Diggs. Crowell at the Bears or Djax at Cincinnati? It's a standard league. Both of these are kind of standard type guys. Djax is unhappy in Tampa Bay. Could it be one of those things where the squeaky wheel gets the grease this week? It's possible. Crowell can either go out there and rush for 220 yards, or he can go out there and rush for 22 yards. He's got that big span. Trenton Cannon is a real deal in that backfield. I'm going to go Djax this week in hopes that they try to feed him a little extra to make him happy and want to stay in Tampa Bay. It's just too much of a risk with Crowell. I know he's going to be the lead guy there now, but the floor is so low and the ceiling is so high, it's hard to gamble on which one you're going to get on any given week. Brandon Chavez, you need to know, and don't cry, Brandon. It's fantasy football. We're here to have fun. Doug Baldwin or John Brown? If you want it to be safe, if you want to look at your lineup and be like, just tell me who the safest guy is, I say John Brown. If you want to go out there and say, you know what? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to gamble. And I'm going to show these people that I know what I'm talking about. Then you gamble on Doug Baldwin and hope that that breakout starts this week. It's coming here in the second half. This week it is entirely possible that it happens. Personally, my team, I go Doug Baldwin, but it just depends if you want to gamble or not there. Really appreciate you guys once again. We're getting ready to wrap it up here in the next 5 minutes. I'll answer questions here for 5 minutes, but just want to let you guys know before we head out, for all those guys, leaving to make it to kick off a couple minutes early. We greatly appreciate your support here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribing here. Make sure you're following us on Twitter. You can find me at my Twitter handle, twiddle handle down there at Fantasy Headliners, FNTSY Headliners. You can find Kyle if you're looking for Kyle. Go over there, make sure you follow him. Kyle puts out a ridiculous amount of good content on Twitter. You can find him at krich1532. Definitely worth a follow. Make sure you check out my YouTube channel, also the Fantasy Headliner. Subscribe over there. Looking forward to interacting with you guys. We got a couple more questions, but wanted to get that out there for everybody who's getting ready to leave for the day. Make sure you enjoy your Sunday. Have a great football Sunday and an enjoyable week here coming up for work, school, wherever you got to be. And make sure you're checking out our videos here coming up for week 9. A couple more questions here before we sign off. You got Juju or Emmanuel Sanders for search and destroy? I'm going Juju. I think there's going to be a huge game for Juju this week. I'm looking for one of those games that could almost borderline win you your week. I'm going Juju. And he's going to do that on that beat, in case you were wondering. Jake's the bomb. Appreciate that. Vance McDonald or Uzama? I actually kind of almost like McDonald a little bit more. The problem is you just don't know if it's McDonald, Jesse James. Is it just going to be Antonio Brown and Juju? Are they going to get James Conner 30 touches? You just don't know. Uz Your Mama is definitely somebody who's a safer play this week. He's got the lower ceiling, but he's the safer play over Vance McDonald in my opinion. Chris, thank you very much. I see you and I appreciate you also. Christian Kirk or Jordan Howard for Jared Diaz? I'm going Christian Kirk this week. Sanders or Mack for Lucas? Being that Mack popped up there late on the injury report really worries me, so I'm going to go with Sanders there. Lee Vizingardi. Sorry if I butchered it. Advice on your flex play. You got Godwin or Lockett? Godwin has a lot of people to get the ball away from. I mean, they got Mike Evans and Deshaun Jackson. I know they're trying to get somewhat of a run game there. You got Brait and Howard. I'm going to go Lockett right there. He's somebody who has a touchdown in all but 1 week so far this year. He's definitely been somebody who's targeted by Russell Wilson, and he has that deep ball potential. So he would be my choice out of those two. Randall Cobb or Sammy Watkins? Give me Sammy Watkins. Drew. Randall Cobb coming off this injury, he could be limited. He may not see a full workload. Give me Sammy Watkins in that top Chiefs offense. John Brown or Sammy Watkins? John Brown, I think, is the safer play there, Adam. If you're looking for a gamble, though, it's Sammy Watkins. Should you start Howard this week? Grossman, 23. It really depends on who your other options are. I'm not entirely excited to start Jordan Howard. I'm guessing you mean Jordan Howard or O.J. Howard. Either one. Neither one of them are must-starts for me this week. 2 more questions. 2 more, and for all of our Spanish speakers, dos más. We have, what about Christian Kirk or Traquan Smith in a half-point PPR? Flex play? Personally, I'm gambling Traquan Smith there. I think they're both similar this week. I think you can see similar production. They both have that high upside, but personally, I'm going Traquan Smith. Uno más. Chris Carson or Kerryon Johnson? I'm going all the way Kerryon Johnson. He's somebody who I love rest of season. He could be borderline running back 1 territory, top 12 rest of season. I'm definitely going Kerryon Johnson. But hey, it's been real, it's been fun, and it's been real fun. I appreciate you guys sticking it out with just me today. Kyle should be back next week. Hopefully he had himself a nice, relaxing weekend with the family. Got to have that every once in a while. But now it's time. It's time for some football on an NFL Sunday. Week 8 is coming right at you. I really appreciate you guys' support. Make sure you guys are liking, commenting, subscribing. We get to as many of these comments as we possibly can, and we try to interact with you guys as much as possible. I greatly appreciate the support, and I'm going to go watch some football also. I'll probably be on YouTube putting some posts up there, talking to some people, and I look forward to hearing from you guys. We'll talk to you later. Have a good rest of your weekend and a great coming up week. Have a good one. Thanks.